Welcome to the MSI AutoStore security presentation. Today you can easily send information from your multifunction device, but what is your organization doing to protect the sensitive information that you're sending? During this presentation, you will learn how MSI AutoStore protects your MFP device with a layer of security that protects your data. Why is this type of security so important? It's critical to business because you don't want confidential data to be seen by the wrong person or to become lost within your organization. Therefore, you must secure your MFP devices. By doing so, you will reduce your risks by protecting your customers, your brand, and your intellectual property. This TV news report by CBS about how copy machines can put a business at risk highlights the importance of securing your MFPs.
Juntonen picked 4 machines based on price and the number of pages printed. In less than 2 hours, his selections were packed and loaded onto a truck. The cost? About $300 each.
Come on back.
Until we unpacked and plugged them in, we had no idea where the copiers came from or what we'd find. We didn't even have to wait for the first one to warm up.
We've got some documents here on the glass.
A recent survey shows that 82% of consumers list data security as their biggest concern. In government, there are regulations in place to protect your confidential and personal information. However, companies are even more at risk. Theft of proprietary and intellectual property costs these organizations over $60 billion a year. It's also important to note that unauthorized access to information is the second biggest cause of financial loss in the United States. Compliance is another reason why your organization must secure your MFPs. Corporate scandals and the recent bank crisis are among the many reasons why compliance regulations require companies to increase security and protect their employees and investors. More and more new federal, state, and industry-specific regulations seeking to control the way data is managed are being introduced. The impact on companies and their chief executive officers that are not compliant with these regulations can result in major fines and lawsuits. There are a number of terms you should understand relating to securing your company's MFP devices. The first term is data loss prevention. Data loss prevention broadly represents the concept of identifying, monitoring, and protecting data in your organization. Key to this concept is that data can exist in 3 states. Those 3 states are data at rest, data in motion, and data in use. Let's define those 3 states. First is data at rest. This refers to physical security and relates to data recorded on storage media or data that's not accessed or changed frequently. Next is data in motion. This refers to network security and relates to data that's moving between nodes on a network. Finally, we have data in use. This refers to operational security and relates to all data that's not in a state of rest. When users print, copy, move, or otherwise manipulate data that they have access to, that's data in use. When it comes to MFPs, some questions to ask are: 1. How do you prevent users from getting to data or contributing to workflows and sending documents and scanning to destinations that they should not have access to? 2. Is there data or settings information on the MFP that can compromise the security of the network, such as user email addresses, SMB shares, SMTP gateways, or service accounts? AutoStore addresses the first question by providing password or smart card-based authentication using your existing network security infrastructure. Technologies such as Common Access Swipe Cards, Windows, Active Directory, and Novell can all be used to authenticate at the device, eliminating the need for extra passwords. Here's how this works. When a user attempts to authenticate at the device, their credentials are validated and user information is populated. The username will be shown and a personalized scan menu will appear for that user. This will provide you with more control and security and only allow authorized users to access your network applications and resources. AutoStore addresses the second question by only requiring one setting on the device, which is the AutoStore IP address. This eliminates the risk of any confidential information being used on the device. Therefore, none of the data or setting information on the MFP can compromise the network. AutoStore also restricts access to network resources using a multifunction device. This limits the ability of anyone gaining access to the device to browse the network or perform activities that can't be traced back to that individual. Another security feature of AutoStore is that user levels and password authentication can be set for all scanning functions that are available to this specific user.
AutoStore can now convert your paper into the PDF file format. It can automatically populate metadata properties important for archival, such as title, author, subject, and date. In addition, it can also populate keywords such as record retention schedule.
AutoStore is also a great tool for protecting data in motion. Let's see how that works. AutoStore is used by government agencies, military institutions, banks, hospitals, and other organizations where the security of confidential documents is critical. Physical access and control, data security, and data encryption practices are very important to these organizations. Often they require the communication between the MFP, AutoStore, and the route destinations to be encrypted to ensure digitized documents are only visible to those with proper authorization. AutoStore allows you to set a password when scanning confidential information to a PDF. This allows you to protect the PDF file from unauthorized access. Once the document's created, it's encrypted by AutoStore using the author's password. This feature provides additional security by making it impossible to open any document created this way without the password. This is great for HR, accounting, and other departments that manage sensitive or personal information. AutoStore's activity logging enables you to capture tracking information about each scanned or faxed document. Among other things, it allows you to monitor the usage of the MFP devices. When tracking is enabled, it can be configured to present the user with a prompt for one or more customizable fields, such as account numbers, department, or patient IDs, before the file is sent. AutoStore also supports optional integrations with leading cost recovery systems, such as those from Equitrack. Having a full audit trail of scans and faxes provides an organization with the tools to take proactive measures to ensure security. With additional MFP security features in mind, you're probably wondering, how is security provided for data in use? How can you ensure users are scanning to the correct destination? And how do you discover if users are entering data incorrectly? The number of organizations that have been exposed to a breach of confidential or personal information by just sending a fax to the wrong number is massive. Last April in the UK, for example, the fines for data loss hit £500,000. The good news is that many of these risks can be avoided using AutoStore. AutoStore can reduce the risk of a user sending a fax to the wrong number by restricting them to validated numbers that exist in a database. AutoStore can also automatically enforce security policies and prevent confidential data from leaving the organization by filtering outbound fax communications and intercepting documents. When a filter is triggered, AutoStore automatically notifies users, security officers, and administrators in real time. For example, a government customer was using AutoStore to automatically filter all scanned and faxed classified documents for the secret classification marking. One individual in the organization thought they were using an approved classified MFP device, but it was only authorized for unclassified use. AutoStore accurately triggered when it saw this classification mark on the scanned document. It intercepted the document, quarantined it to the server, and sent an email to the user, security officer, and IT department notifying them of the potential violation. If your organization invested in content scanners or any other data loss prevention tools, the good news is that AutoStore can integrate with them. The combination of AutoStore with data loss prevention tools will enhance your organization's ability to take definitive action against incidents initiated at the point of capture. It will also enable better detection and prevent unauthorized use and transmission of confidential information. AutoStore is also making mobile printing as easy as sending an email. You can securely print documents from any internet-enabled laptop, iPad, or smartphone. No drivers, no software to install. Just send an email to the appropriate networked printer or multifunction device's email address, and AutoStore will automatically print the attachment. These send-to-print emails stay within the network, so they're secure as well as fully auditable. TIFF and PDF files are natively supported by AutoStore. Other file formats, such as Microsoft Office document types, can also be easily used by integrating the native applications on the AutoStore server. Send-to-print emails stay within the network and are also secure and auditable. Let's recap AutoStore's security capabilities. It allows only authorized users to have access to the MFP device. It restricts network access and eliminates exposure to sensitive network settings. It provides document privacy and document encryption. It offers PDF password lock as well as PDF-A file conversion. It logs activity. It provides outbound fax number validation and fax filtering to ensure that personal or secure information never leaves an organization's firewall. It offers easy and secure mobile printing. And it integrates with your existing data loss prevention software investments. Thank you for joining us today. If you're interested in being contacted by a representative from NSI or want to learn more about the AutoStore solution, then please click on the Contact Me icon.